welcome back. This is Backstreet's Back, whatever, a podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Jacob.
And I'm Taylor.
And this is episode 7. This is the Beth Interview, or as what I'll probably call it on the thing, the BS Beth Interview. No, that sounds terrible. We're just going to call it the Beth Interview.
From the
Beth Interview, parentheses, Video Girl. And if you're wondering why we're calling it, or why it's parentheses, Video Girl, because you don't know who Beth is. Taylor, do you want to explain who Beth is?
Yes. So Beth is someone we found through Instagram, and you'll get to hear more about that story later in our interview. But we found each other on Instagram, and she was on the I Want It That Way music video. So we connected. She was willing to sit down with a couple of us jackasses and do an interview with us. So we did an interview with her today, which was awesome. And you'll get to hear some of that coming up.
Yeah, so if you're like me and forgot what the Backstreet Boys video for I Want It That Way is like, or if you've never seen it in your life because you're a weirdo, you can pause this episode, watch it now, and then sync back up with us because we are going to be talking a lot about it with Beth.
The premise for the I Want It That Way music video, again, if you've been living under a rock, is it's the first single off of the Backstreet Boys' second album, Millennium, where they are in a airport, and then at the end of the music video, they have a surplus of fans screaming and just cheering after them with signs and stuff, and they're hugging their fans, and that is where our friend Beth is in the music video. And at the end of the music video, she's the one that is like sad and waving goodbye at them. That's who we are interviewing with. So you get to know more about that. But before we get into that, Jacob, what's new in your world?
I saw the Venom movie.
Ooh, how was that?
That is the biggest thing going on in my life right now. Actually, I've had a couple string of terrible weeks personally, but I just want to talk about the Venom movie.
Oh, okay. Well,
so if you haven't seen the movie Venom, it is like the Backstreet Boys of superhero movies.
Oh wow. And how so, Jacob? How so? Is it 5 guys that are Venom?
Yes, Five Guys, great restaurant. Five Guys. No.
I would think like the Justice League would be like the Backstreet Boys of superhero movies. But okay.
I think the Justice League are still too well known for that.
Oh my goodness.
Just kidding. We'll edit out the part where I made fun of the Backstreet Boys.
I doubt that.
No, I just wanted to talk about Venom because it was really good. Well, so Taylor, you took your mother last night to go see A Star Is Born.
Yeah, I did.
With Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Lady Gaga is phenomenal. And I don't mean like obviously like vocally she's fantastic.
Right. Which we already know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wasn't a big Lady Gaga.
But acting chops.
Acting was very good. So if I originally saw her in American Horror Story, I think it was season 5. Well, so I first saw her in Hotel. And she, oh my God, she was so good in that movie. And I feel like the way that she's dramatic in her music, she definitely put that onto the screen for American Horror Story. So I wasn't shocked that she was going to be good in this movie because I thought she was brilliant on the show. But I thought she was amazing. I thought Bradley Cooper, I know, did all of his own vocals. I think he wrote all the songs as well. I know he played guitar for the movie, and also he obviously directed it.
Really?
But musically, he was fantastic. I mean, just fantastic. Their chemistry was great. It was a great movie. Very sad at the end, but very good. I was really impressed. So I took her to see it, and Mom loved it too. also a plus.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm a little appalled that you took her to see that movie instead of Venom.
You're a little appalled? Just a little bit. Okay. All right.
Sorry, a lot, I guess.
Okay. Well, we were supposed to take you to see Halloween tonight, so now maybe that won't happen since you were so appalled that my mom went to see A Star is Born. I will say, if I asked her if she wanted to see that or Venom, she definitely would have chosen A Star is Born. So I was respecting my mom's wishes, Jacob.
Okay. That's,
So I hope you're less judgy now.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For any of our listeners who haven't seen Venom, you should go see it.
Or A Star is Born.
Or Venom.
We'll poll everyone later.
Can I tell you, I almost didn't go see Venom.
Oh, really?
It got bad reviews. It got like a 30% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
So really bad reviews, and so when I want to see a movie, I look up how like the review it got or like the percentage. So Venom was 30, and then I decide, all right, I guess I'll look and see what the headlines say. I don't read actual reviews. I just read the headlines of each thing. And so the first couple were bad, but then like the fourth one said Venom is so bad it'll be a cult classic, which is a good thing. And then the one after that, which is Venom is actually a bromantic comedy in disguise. And that's what actually made me go see it. Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because it's a romantic comedy between himself,
Yeah.
who Tom Hardy's character,
Yeah.
who plays Eddie Brock, and Venom, the suit, the Thing. It's a romantic comedy between the two of them.
Oh.
And actually, I didn't know this until I called my buddy today and we talked about Venom some more. But do you know who did the voice of Venom?
No, who?
The guy who does all of the trailers in movies.
What? Are you serious? Huh.
Yeah.
Huh, interesting.
You remember like where it's like a thing where they
Yeah.
like in a world.
It sounds like the movie phone guy. Right?
But it's not that guy.
I know
it's
it's
the
not
other
the
guy.
movie phone guy, but yeah, okay. In a world.
Yeah, it's the guy who got the better job.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think movie phone guy's working anymore. Well, at least not for movie phone.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a movie phone app.
I don't think so. We could check. Anyway.
We can, but we won't.
Anyway, so we are now going to play for you the interview with Beth, who's talking about the I Want It That Way video. So check it out. Hi, is this Beth?
Hi, yeah.
Hi, Beth. It's Taylor and Jacob.
So unprofessional.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So I figured before we get into our interview, Jacob and I were playing, we're going to do an icebreaker game with you first of Would You Rather. So,
Okay.
all right. So are you going to think of questions? Jacob, did you say hi to Beth?
Hi, Beth.
Hi, Jacob.
I'm just trying to think of my question. It's very, very hard for me this morning.
Okay. Would you rather be trapped in an elevator with Nick Carter for 3 hours or on a quick lunch date with Kevin for 10 minutes?
For 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Well, I would take 3 hours in an elevator with Nick, for sure.
Okay, there we go. All right. Would you rather have Brian sing you a lullaby before you go to sleep, or would you rather have Howie be your wake-up alarm clock? I thought both of those.
I would rather Brian sing to me a lullaby.
What about you, Jacob? Would you rather have Brian sing you a lullaby or have Howie be your alarm clock voice in the morning that wakes you up?
What does Howie sing?
He could sing whatever you choose.
What is Brian? What was the thing with Brian?
Brian's singing you a lullaby when you go to sleep.
What is the lullaby?
It could be whatever you choose. I don't know.
Ooh, can he sing? Can he sing that song? We've Only Just Begun by the Carpenters.
Sure.
Then that's it. That is my pick.
Would you still stick to that answer, Beth?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I would.
Okay.
Or Moonshadow by Cat Stevens. Brian's singing Moonshadow by Cat Stevens. That sounds so weird, but I will go with that answer.
Okay.
Because it's a good answer and it's my answer.
Okay, that is your answer. Great.
So are these things? Sorry, I didn't even get the game because these are things that the person has to pick from and they want to have happen.
Both sound desirable, but what is more desirable of the two?
Okay. Because this game usually is things they don't want.
Well, we could do things they don't want.
I wasn't ready for that, so now I have to think a little bit harder.
Well, oh my goodness. Okay, well, we're doing one more icebreaker before we get into questions. See, I told you, Beth, this was going to be so fun and you'll have no regrets, I swear.
Okay.
Or maybe you're having some right now, but it's,
No, not at all.
Too soon to tell. Okay, fine. Would you rather Howie quits or AJ quits the group? Would you rather?
Oh.
Lay off
Sorry,
Howie.
Jacob, Howie. I'd rather have Howie quit.
That's fine. That's your opinion, but
Jacob.
Taylor, lay off Howie. All right, how about this? Would you rather Howie quits or get a tattoo of AJ on your face? Oh, wait, oops. I did that wrong.
Oh my God.
But you can still answer it.
Okay, fine. Howie quits or a tattoo of AJ on your face?
I think it was supposed to be AJ quits and then tattoo of Howie on your face.
Okay. Sorry, AJ quits or a tattoo of Howie on your face?
Oh, AJ's out.
Oh, there we go. All right. Fine. Last one. Okay, would you rather you go on tour with the Backstreet Boys, but they lip sync the entire show, or you get to have them so you go on tour with them 2 months, but their whole show is lip sync, or you get one night with just them, totally live, stadium to yourself?
Oh, one night, totally live.
Okay.
To myself. For
Okay.
Sure.
Good answer. Jacob? One night with them, just you and them?
I'd
Stadium to
rather
yourself?
I'd rather the lip sync.
Really? Why? You hate everything about that.
You did. Do you want to pick the good thing or do you want to pick the bad thing? That was
What's
terrible.
the bad thing?
The lip syncing.
The lip syncing is bad, but you
And then you
chose
put the
that.
good thing.
Oh my God. All right, whatever.
You made the decision a good thing and a bad thing.
Okay,
I think it's supposed to
whatever.
be a good thing and a good thing or a bad thing and a
good
bad
thing
thing.
is you get to tour with them and spend time with them for 3 months, but you have to sacrifice their talent in order to do so. It's very Little Mermaid, Jacob. I know what I was doing.
Oh. Does AJ drink at this point?
No, we've
Oh,
got to
then-
keep him sober.
Then I'll do the bad one.
Oh my
what
God.
was it? One night.
Jesus. All right. I think we're good now. I think we've done our icebreaker. All right. So, for all of our listeners who don't know the backstory of what we're doing today, we like a month ago, not many months ago, a month ago,
6 months ago.
6 months ago, a month ago, there was a meme that Backstreet Boys meme did of and I'm gonna totally botch this. I apologize, but you Beth, you can correct me on this one. It was something about when the Backstreet Boys are doing their last song, "This Is My Sad Face," and it was a face of a girl from the "I Want It That Way" music video. This was at the time, right? So I decided to comment. I saw the meme and everybody loved it. It was a very good meme, and my comment was, "I wonder what that girl is up to now," is what I said, right? Cut to like 24 hours later, you found my comment, you found this meme, and you're like, that's me. I'm that girl. And we started chatting, and Backstreet Boys meme was like, you should have her on your podcast. And I'm like, that is so crazy. That might just be the best idea I've ever heard. And then it was even more crazy because you had agreed to this, which I am so grateful for. So that is my story on what happened. How did it start on your end?
It was that same night, I think. Really, I woke up the next morning, and one of my friends that follows the meme page, she screenshot it and posted it on my Facebook page, and was just like, "You're a meme," and she left like all the information in there. So I went to Instagram and I found the page, and I was like dying. I was like, "That is hilarious!" And then I started to wanted to read through the comments because I know people can be mean sometimes, so I wanted to make sure everyone was being nice, and then that's how I saw your comment, and I replied, and here we are.
I know. See, that's what happens when you wonder how people are doing, Jacob. Opportunities happen. Always ask how they're doing, and now here we are. I know, and like, so you never followed Backstreet Boys memes before, right? Like, that was until
that
now?
Was the first time that was the first time I had seen the page.
Oh, cool. And then so for our listeners, go to Backstreet Boys memes. You'll see the meme, and then you'll know who we're talking about. And now we're here today with our laundry list of questions. We watched I Want It That Way at least 3 or 4 times before calling you, so we could get in the mindset of this interview.
I watched it this morning too, just to try to get a refresher of memories of that day.
Ah, nice. I guess like the first question that I have is, how did you even get involved in the music video I Want It That Way?
Okay, so the local radio station out here in Los Angeles, they were giving away passes to go be an extra in the video, and my best friend Susie, who's also in the video, she ended up getting through and winning, and I didn't know because I didn't know she was calling, and I checked. It's a really funny story because I was grounded at the time from using my phone. I was 17 years old. I don't remember what I did, but I wasn't allowed to talk on the phone, and my phone rang at like 10 o'clock at night, and it was Susie, and I answered, and she said something about the Backstreet Boys, but at the same time, my stepdad answered and told me I had to hang up the phone because I wasn't allowed to be on the phone. So I hung up. And I'm listening to the radio, and all of a sudden I hear her on the radio winning the ticket, or the passes to go be extras. And so I run downstairs, I'm like, can I call her back, please? Like, she just won this. So I called her, and she told me she won. And I think the shoot was like the next day or a couple days later. And that's how we got to be extras.
Oh, wow. So you got out of grounding then, right? Like, he let you get a pass that day?
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I was off restriction.
Good. I would have snuck out. I for sure would have snuck out.
Yeah.
Like, I would be like, if I'm going to be grounded later. Oh, sorry. Jacob has a question.
Oh, I have a question. Whenever that video comes on for your parents, do they ever say, oh, she was supposed to be grounded at that point whenever you show up in the video? Oh, yeah, she was supposed to be grounded that day.
I don't even think they remember that. I don't think they remember why that I was grounded. I'll always remember it because it was scarring not being able to answer her call and hear the good news.
What if your stepdad kept you grounded? What would you have done?
Oh, I would have gone. I would have. There was no. I would, like you said, I would have snuck out. I would have made it happen. There was nothing keeping me away from that.
Beth, do you have children?
I don't. No, I don't have children.
But if you did,
I have animals, but no children.
But if you did have children, would you show them that video, and then when you came on, would you say, I was grounded that day?
I probably would, because that's the memory embedded in that whole experience.
Oh, you know what you could do? Just to show dominance? Is that what you said?
To their kids. I was grounded that day.
No, what you could do, Beth, when you do have kids one day, you could be like, the only way you're going to get out of grounding is if you're in a Backstreet Boy video, because that's the only way that I got out of being grounded. So trump that. That's what you do.
Exactly.
See, and then they can't argue with you.
Yep.
And I'll tell you,
exactly.
if they did get on a Backstreet Boy video to get out of grounding, I would be impressed. And you should let them.
Oh, yeah.
That's just
for
fair.
Sure. They would never be grounded a day in their life after that.
Exactly. You'd be like, wow, respect. Okay, so now you have found out you're going to be an extra on this video, and what happens that day? Like, what happens after that?
It must have been an afternoon into evening, because I remember going to school in the morning, and my mom checked me out of school, and then we went and picked up Susie. I don't remember if my mom drove us or Susie's mom drove us. I just know it was at LAX, and it was sometime in the afternoon, and we got there, and that's what I remember about that morning. Was I know I went to school. I just remember that. And
I bet you were counting down that clock like no one's business. Like, if you had a test that day, you probably failed it. I mean, at least I had been like...
I think it was like 11 o'clock or something that I was going to get checked out, and I was just waiting and waiting. Yeah, I remember.
Nice. All right, so now it's... Okay, so you get checked out of school, and now you're at LAX, and, like, what happens at that point?
I think we were all in a waiting area, and I remember the first scene that they filmed was the very opening scene of the video, where the guys are walking into the airport, and you can see there's like a rope on the side, and there's like people on the side of the rope. And I remember being there. We were on the side that AJ's on, I think the left side. And we were just standing there in the little barricades while they walked in to the airport a couple times, or probably more than a couple, but that was the first part of the day that was shot, and we got to see, when we first got to see the guys. I remember in that part, I took a picture with AJ, like, wow, because they allowed us to like have cameras and stuff. And
nice.
Between shoots, I remember all their girlfriends at the time. They were all there.
Oh, which one were they bitchy? Which one was the bitchiest?
Willa. Well, she was Amanda back then. That's when Nick was with Amanda.
Yeah.
And she was, but she was young, so she wasn't very nice. But other than that, they were all fine. I don't think we really associated with them much, but I just remember them all being there. They were all sitting in like the, director, actor looking chairs. I just remember seeing the girlfriend all lined up together.
Was Leanne there? Brian's wife.
I think so.
I think was okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was there. Yeah.
No, I was trying to remember if he was married to her at the time. I think he married her before the video.
Yeah. I think they were.
Why
married,
are you laughing at me?
I'm laughing because you are almost going to say Brian's now girlfriend, and then I was thinking, oh, was Leanne there? Brian's then wife, now girlfriend.
You know what? Sometimes, Jacob, I forget. Things are backwards for me. Okay. All right. Yeah. Jacob doesn't know Willa Ford, but I do, and she sang a song called "I Want to Be Bad," and she dated Nick, and then she put out an album, and she had a song called "I Want to Be Bad," and I used to read that like people didn't like her, she was like kind of a bitch. I mean, I've never met her. Maybe she's delightful. I don't know.
I will say, yeah, when she was dating Nick, she wasn't nice, but when she was Willa and became a pop star, I met her multiple times, and she was great. Like, so I loved her. I was a big fan once she was not with Nick, and once she was, a singer. I really, really liked her, and she was nice. But yeah, just I think when she was dating Nick, it wasn't her best time.
Yeah. I bet you she probably got a lot of girls who gave her like bitchy comments, and like she probably was like, she's like, these fans, I hate them so much. I hate them.
Yeah.
So that I'll give her some slack for that, But if she was nice to you outside of that, then that's probably how she was. That was like the peak of their career too, so that can't be a good time. I can't imagine.
Nice.
For her, yeah.
Feminism.
Hashtag feminism, Jacob. Did you guys have to be there for the entire video shoot or just part of it?
There's a funny story with that. We had to be there just for part of it. I don't know if I'm sure the scene sticks out, obviously, because you watched it a bunch today, but there's parts where they flash really quickly to feet going up and down the escalator really fast.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We had to do that for, it feels like hours. Like, we just had to go up the escalator and down the escalator, because we were doing scenes that the boys weren't even a part of, like, and just go down the escalator, go up the escalator, it's where it felt like hours just to get those small little clips of, feet walking up the escalator. So that was, I think, the next thing we did after that scene where the boys walked in.
Jacob has a question. He's very eager to ask this.
All right, so now I have a new Would You Rather.
Okay.
Are you ready, Beth?
I'm ready.
Would you rather go up the escalator again or down the escalator again? Which one was worse? Which part was worse?
I think going down was worse. I'd probably rather go up again.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. I don't know.
Question. Okay.
That was a good question.
That was the best question I've heard so far. Trumped all my questions.
After that, this is where the story gets funny. After that, they took us to the holding area, and because these were all the people that won the tickets, and then they had extras separate from that. And so they took us to a holding area, and they said, we're done for the day. You guys are free to go. But if any of you are over 18 and would like to stay later into the night, you're more than welcome to stay. Well, me and Susie were 17. We were both 17 at the time. And that day we turned 18 because we didn't ask for ID or any proof. And we just said, we're 18. And we stayed. And if we would have just left because we weren't 18, I would have never been in the video. Because later that night is when that scene that I'm in, when they filmed that.
Really?
So,
oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's I guess I made it in the video based on complete fraud, but...
No, you've just earned... I've never respected you more than I do now in this moment.
Yeah, and you know what's even funnier? So we met, a lot of... some friends, at the video, and based on the video, a lot of people that we became friends with in the whole, boy band universe, and then actually, friends outside of that as well. For some reason, we just stuck to the lie that we were 18 because we were 18 to be in the video, and I swear that went on for years, with a certain core group of our friends. We had a 20th birthday party for Susie, but really she was only turning 19.
Oh my God.
We just kept up this lie because of the video shoot. And then there was the reason I got caught not being my age is because I was with my friend Amy, and we were driving, and she was of age, and so she had too much to drink, so I was driving her car, I think, and I got pulled over, and the cop asked how old I was, and I said I was 19, and she's like, no, you're 20, and then from there, the truth just came out, but it's just so funny, for 2 or 3 years, we lied to our friends about our age, because we had met them through, being Backstreet Boys fans, and we just kept up this whole story based on the video shoot, lying about our age there. So that was a really funny thing that went on because of the video.
Oh my goodness. Now, when you got busted for your age, did they care at that point, or they're just like, oh yeah, that makes sense?
Yeah, I don't think they cared. They were just like, why would you lie? And then they were just over it. It wasn't a big deal after that.
Nice. Did you get to talk to any of the boys?
Yeah, oh yeah. So after that whole, we said we were 18, they took us on a little bus to go over to one of the hangars, and that's where they filmed that end scene of the video. And, we were all they gave all those flowers and all those posters, they were given, they were props. And during, downtime, we were just standing there in that circle, and the boys were, just hanging out where they were in the video, and they would talk and they would come take pictures. I think I took pictures with all of them. I don't think I took one with Brian, actually, for some reason, but I know we took pictures with all of them. And yeah, they interacted a lot during downtime of the shoot.
Oh, okay. This leads me to some of my follow-up questions. Okay, out of the 5, who is the nicest?
God, I think AJ was.
Ooh,
at the
Jacob
shoot.
just mouthed AJ, so he called it.
Yeah, he was.
Who surprised you the most from what you thought they were? Like, so before meeting them, who surprised you the most when you met them, personality-wise?
I don't know. Maybe Brian. I don't know why. I mean, he's very like, I don't know.
Is he
can
shy?
be goofy, but he's also quiet and humble. Like,
Yeah.
you know. So I think he just stuck out a little more than he had normally done before I met them.
Okay. Who was the flirtiest?
Well, all their ladies were there, so probably Nick though.
Oh,
Eating it up.
Jacob
Like,
said
he was in
Nick.
the crowd, and he was eating it up.
Oh yeah,
with
he
the fans.
that attention. He does.
Yeah.
Typical.
You see in the video, like, a lot of, people are wrapped around him, and, he enjoyed it.
Yeah, was it like behind the scenes, like, okay, Nick, take 54. These girls are going to wrap themselves around you. And then he's like, oh, God, 54 times this again. Like, I can't imagine. I can't imagine that happened. Maybe that's why Willa Ford was so bitchy on that shoot.
Yeah, that might be why, yeah.
Be like, I swear, if we have to do one more goddamn take of them all over my man, I'm going to lose my shit. I probably would have not invited her that day. I'm sorry. Like, that probably would have been like, here's some tickets to a Broadway show. Why don't you keep yourself busy?
Yeah.
I'm going to go work.
It's going to be a late night. You just relax. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, okay, now here we are. Would you rather see your boyfriend, let's say he's Nick, would you rather, if you're Willa Ford, see Nick be wrapped around girls all day long, or would you rather be at a Broadway show and then hearing about it later?
I'd
both
rather
suck.
see it.
Yeah, see, because I would a part of me is like, I don't want to see it. I'd rather not know about it because that would just piss me off even more. And what am I gonna do? Like, be bitchy to the fans? Like, I don't know. That I probably would not be there because I feel like that would not be fun for me. That's all.
That's true. Seeing it is probably harder than hearing about it. But
you
right.
Jacob. Okay. I'm trying to think which one. Which one was not as nice? Like the least. I don't mean like they probably none of them are mean, but like the least nicest.
Yeah, none of them were like the least nice. Maybe the one that interacted the least, maybe Howie, but
it wasn't
because he was being rude or anything at all. It was just he was more standoffish, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like Howie is shy. Like I think
that's what it was.
Yeah. It like the times where I have seen them in like public events, I think Nick and AJ always go to the fans a lot, and then I think sometimes Brian's like kind of in the middle, but like Howie seems to be the shyest, at least from my experience.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What is something none of us would know when we watch I Want It That Way? Is there like here's a secret, or here's something that happened behind the scenes that none of you guys knew about, type of thing?
No, there isn't. I mean, like I said, we didn't see a lot of it filmed. Like we didn't see like them in the white at all. We just saw them in those same outfits because they wore those same outfits when they were walking in, as they were wearing in the scene that I was in. But I'm trying to remember. You guys watched it more than me today. Did the plane say Backstreet Boys on it?
Yes.
When they leave?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't say it in person, so maybe that's like a thing. I don't recall. I mean, I don't think it said it all. I'm sure they superimposed that in. But other than that, it was very loud. Like, this just came back to me. I think that they kept having to either raise the music or tell us to be quiet because it was a lot of legit fans there, and like we were loud and screaming, and so I think that was like an issue for part of the time because we were really young people and we're fans, and so we got a little rowdy, and I think they kept having to turn the music up so the boys could hear because even though the crowd looked really small, there were a lot of people, so it was really loud.
Okay. Jacob has a question.
Yes, Jacob.
So, so growing up in the 90s, I'm sure TRL played a big part in your life.
Yes, it did.
So after you did the shoot for I Want It That Way, afterwards, you know, when they were just all doing all the editing, did you tell all your friends, hey, when this video comes out, call TRL, fly to New York, go to Times Square, make sure that this video is requested as much as you can? Did you do a lot of that, or were you just kind of like, well,
I remember, I told everyone I went to the shoot, like everyone knew, and then, I don't think, until it actually came out, I don't even really think it would have needed me to do that. It got so much hype on its own, and like everybody saw it, everybody knew. I would record it like every time it came on. I tried to call TRL so many times, and I never made it through. But because there was actually one time where Dave Holmes, do you guys remember Dave Holmes when he did TRL?
PJ,
the video was playing, and after the video, he was like, that girl looks so sad. I just want to give her flowers. Like, can somebody find her and so I can give her flowers? And like, I tried, and other people tried to contact TRL to be like, it's me, like, and we just never made it through.
Are you still waiting for those flowers?
I am, Dave Holmes. Maybe I could reach him now. I don't know what he's up to. But.
He's doing, fun fact, he's on a Bravo show with Jerry. Oh my God, I'm free. It's called what is it? Play by Play. Do you watch Bravo at all?
Sometimes.
So there's a new show with Rebecca Romaine's husband, Jerry O'Connell. There we go. And he has a show called Play by Play, and Dave Holmes is on there. So, Dave Holmes, if you're listening, or someone, you send Beth some flowers because she deserves them. Long overdue. Big bouquet.
Yes.
We got to get on that. Okay, I have a couple more questions. On the video shoot, what was the interaction with the boys like? What were they like with each other? Was there like any tension, or was it like lots of playing around?
It was lots
drama?
Of playing around. Yeah, there was no tension, no drama at all. They would talk and huddle and, hang out with each other and talk and, and mess around. There was nothing that seemed like, it wasn't like they would cut and one of them would walk away or anything. As far as I remember, it was totally
So Nick
normal.
did not punch AJ in the face.
No,
I just want to confirm or deny that rumor right now that I just made up. Denied. Rumor denied.
Maybe I didn't see it, but,
Okay. What about between the girlfriends? Did they seem like they liked each other? Or did they seem like they were just there with their respective celebrity boyfriend?
No, they were together. The girls were hanging out together. It wasn't it didn't seem like any division there either.
It's a missed opportunity for drama there. Just saying.
Feminism.
Feminism, yes. Women getting together and getting along. That's fine. It's fine. Okay, so now this video is out. You have now made your debut in this video. How has your life changed once this video came out? Did it change at all?
I was a senior in high school, so I was still in high school.
Oh, you're pretty popular year, senior year.
Yeah. So the video shoot was April 1st, and I don't remember when it came out. Maybe it had to have been before graduation, so maybe it came out in the end of April. I'm sure you guys maybe know the date it actually came out, but
April 18th, apparently. We did look that up today for very different reasons.
Yeah, a couple weeks after. But yeah, April 1st was the video shoot, and then when it came out, it felt like everybody in school saw it. Everybody saw it. I actually, my English teacher, he used to call me Wags. My last name is Wagner, and he would always call me Wags. And after the video came out, my name changed to Backstreet Wags, so he wouldn't refer to me by my name at all. It was just Backstreet Wags. Everybody in my class would call me Backstreet. I could look through my senior yearbook right now, and almost every single person wrote to Backstreet or to Backstreet Wags, mention the video. I videotaped it, and I brought it to school, and my English teacher played it for the whole class, and it was Yeah, it was definitely a big thing, like, at school. And then in the following years, like, of the boys touring, I went to many shows. Like, I went to Arizona, gone to a couple different states, you know, locally, like, close by. And girls would recognize me and Susie, and they would take pictures with us. And, like, even May of 2014, Susie and I went to their tour. We went and saw them at the Forum here in LA, and we went to the after party, and girls recognized us there and were taking pictures with us. Like, it's still, and now the meme has come out. Like, I think it's going to be a lifelong thing.
Yeah. Did you get, like, any free, like, tickets, or did you get any type of, like, special stuff because you were in the video? Or even, like, did you say, like, do you know, or the famous line, do you know who I am? Like, when you go someplace.
I've never gotten anything free, no. I've met the boys, like, a few times, and, like, a few years back, my dad's a big poker player, and he was playing in a celebrity poker tournament here in LA, and AJ and Kevin were supposed to be there. Kevin didn't show up, but AJ was there, and me and my dad got to chat with him for a long time, and my dad told him, like, that I was in the video, and AJ, I think it had to have been in April, because I think it was an anniversary, maybe it was like the 15-year anniversary a few years back, or he was like, oh my God, we all just watched that video together the other day because it was the anniversary, and like, so and then at the May concert, I had meet and greet, and when I like went, I mean, I know it's really quick, but when I went to take my picture with them, I like told them, I'm the girl in the I Want It That Way video that's waving, and Brian reacted, but the other one's like kind of like, oh, okay, like, I don't think it gets me very far with them, but it's fun to, you know, be recognized by people.
Yeah, that's why, you know what, I didn't even think about asking this question, but why were you so sad in that shoot? Was it because it was almost over?
No, and that's what everybody asked. Honestly, like, I was a 17-year-old girl obsessed with the Backstreet Boys. Like, me and Susie, we knew each other, like, through junior high and high school. We weren't friends. We had never talked. But she was always really nice and would smile. Like, she hung out with the popular people. I knew popular people, but I didn't hang out with them. But she would always, like, smile, and she was always really nice. And then one day I saw she had a Kevin picture in her binder. And so that's how we, like, became friends through the Backstreet Boys, basically. But, yeah, it's just, I forgot where I was going with that. What was your question again?
Why you were so sad in that shoot.
So, but I was young, and I didn't, like, my biggest celebrity, you know, people that I loved were the Backstreet Boys, and my first experience, like, ever meeting a celebrity, I'm getting to meet the Backstreet Boys, and, like, I was legit, like, crying. There's one scene that when I just watched the video, you can see it's in the background, like, I'm far away of the voice. I'm literally wiping tears. Like, I was just happy, like, and I was literally crying.
God, don't laugh at me, Jacob, because I was like, aw, and now he's laughing at me. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
And then they just happened to catch me, like, when Brian waved, and I waved back, and I just still had that, like, emotion over my face because I was just so happy and excited, and that just led to tears, I guess.
I get it. I do get it, Jacob. Anyway,
and I was 17, you know, I was young and in love with the Backstreet Boys, and
I think my last question, and Jacob might have some follow-up ones, was that, like, kind of looking back, it seems like they've always really loved their fans a lot. And you being, like, an extra on that video and, like, seeing all that stuff, would you, like, attest to the fact that they really are genuinely, like, care about their fans?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They definitely do. They always take time. They're very, you know, like I said, over the years living in Los Angeles, like, I've met them my fair share of times, like, you know, going to different concerts, or when Nick was solo, or, you know, when they'd be at some award shows, like, and they've never, like, turned down a picture, you know, or been rude or anything. They've always taken the time to talk to fans and take photos and stuff.
Oh, which one's your favorite and why?
Nick is my favorite, and he was just the cutest to me.
Yeah.
I always, when I was younger, just liked blondes, and I don't know, he was just always my favorite from the beginning.
Oh, on our last podcast, we had a Kevin fan who hooked up with a guy just because he looked like Kevin. Have you ever done that with Nick?
Yes.
Yeah,
I won't go
that's
into
right.
detail, but do you remember the show that MTV did called Becoming?
Oh,
And they would like remake videos.
yes.
With like
I do.
regular people, but they would. Okay, well then I'll leave it at that.
Oh, I'm going to be Googling so much tonight. You don't have to confirm or deny anything, but I will Google. Okay, all right. This is a plot twist, listeners. Do you hear this right now? Plot twist. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Juicy gossip. This is great. All right, Jacob, any questions before we wrap up with Beth?
Yeah. So I remember when Taylor was like, "Oh, we have a interview with the girl from the Backstreet video," and I was like, in the "I Want It That Way" video, and I was like, "Well, aren't there a lot?" And she's like, "Well, no, there's a specific one," and I kept watching the video, and I was like, "Okay, well, which one?" It all seems like they're kind of all doing the same thing. And then when I got to you, because you're the only one that seems very upset and is waving, and I was like, oh, wow, that's a very significant shot, and that's the only significant shot I feel like of a fan in the entire video. That's the only one that stands out, because everything else is basically, just fans reacting to the Backstreet Boys. But your shot felt very significant. When it happened, did you feel that, were you just like, oh, cool, like I have a specific scene in the Backstreet Boys video, or did you feel that your shot had some significance in the video itself?
Oh, I felt exactly how you felt. I was shocked that, Susie has a pretty significant part. She's maybe the only other one.
She mouths, "I love you" to Kevin.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, I was shocked that, I was very shocked, and I definitely stood out, and I will agree, that it was, the main major fan shot of the video, and it's very apparent that, it's gotten talked about over the years. But when I first saw it, I was freaking out. It wasn't like, oh, there I am. No, it's like, there I am. It was definitely that standout moment.
Nice.
Right.
Have you been in any other music videos since?
No, I haven't. I've done extra stuff. That was a total lie. I was in a Kelly Osbourne music video.
Ooh, which one? Oh, sorry, the truck is censoring us. All right, now we're back. Okay, which video was it?
You know what? I can't even remember the name of it. And I was such a huge Kelly Osbourne fan, of her music, and I even dyed my hair black to look like her back in the day.
Mm.
But I can't remember what it was. It wasn't Papa Don't Preach, or which song? It wasn't. It was her first big one after she did Papa Don't Preach.
Okay.
And it's at a house party. We could probably Google it and find it. I just
we're
can't
gonna.
remember the
Google
name
is
of the
gonna
song.
get some work in today. That's for sure. Coming.
But yeah, I was in that,
Osbourne.
and I think that's all I can remember.
That's pretty cool.
I went to an LFO video shoot, but I wasn't in it. I just went to stalk them back in the day.
Nice.
And I went to the music video shoot and got pictures with all the boys there, but I wasn't in the video. I just went to the shoot because we knew where it was filming in downtown LA.
Oh, is it one, Jacob, we're Googling this right now. Is it one word? Kelly Osbourne,
No, that
Shut
was
Up?
way more recent.
Not
She's the
you, not
older
you.
one.
The song's called Shut Up. We weren't telling you to shut up. I apologize.
Oh, yeah, it was. I think it was the Shut Up video.
Okay.
Or maybe no, does she have pink hair in that one? It's the one where she has black hair. Maybe it wasn't
Yeah,
Shut Up.
there's
Maybe
pink.
it was
There's
Shut
black
Up.
hair in Shut Up.
She has black hair in
I
a lot
think
of
it
videos.
might
Oh,
have
that's
been
true.
Shut Up. Is it? Yeah. It might have been
figure it
set
out.
up.
Okay, we'll just say it was. Either, we'll just watch some Kelly Osbourne videos. We'll figure it out.
Everyone is black hair.
Everyone has black hair. Beth, do you have any questions or comments for us before we wrap up?
I don't think so. It's really awesome that you guys wanted to hear from me, and that, we were able to find each other, and I found your podcast and all through the meme, and yeah, it's just been a fun experience having it all come back up again.
Good.
So, it's a lot of fun, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being a guest on you're our star for today's episode. It's all about you, so enjoy. And thank you so much for your time.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you guys so much.
All right, thank you. All right, take care, Beth. We'll talk soon.
Okay.
All right, bye. What did you think? Okay, so now we're done with our interview with Beth. What were your thoughts?
About what?
Okay, before we decided to interview with Beth, what did you think going into this? Was it the same thing you thought going out of it? What was your perspective on what she shared?
The video is so... There's not much to the video.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, oh, wait, well, how much can you talk about this video? But it was like a 40-minute interview, and it was very full. Well, some of it was us doing some stuff with Beth, whatever. But a lot of it was, her talking about, like, and it was... it was cool because it was, I don't know, for fans who are, in their 30s or above, who remember, like, that time. Because we do bring up some stuff like TRL and, and Beth was in high school. So it's, it was very cool to kind of relive that. Even though we had watched the video, it still felt like she was able to, like, her experience was very well illustrated. I feel like we kind of, like, were able to, like, get an idea of, like, what it was like at that point, everything. And yeah, it was really it was a great interview.
Yeah, she did a great job telling that story. And like, I'll be honest, I think, like, editing wise, like, it's gonna be a breeze because she was a really good storyteller, I felt like. But this is what I thought was also, like, an interesting point, right? So we hear all these stories about the Backstreet Boys now, right? And the Backstreet Boys now weren't the Backstreet Boys when Beth met them. I mean, and I'm talking about fame-wise. Like, she met them at the height of their celebrity, fame, all that stuff. And to hear that when they were just as famous to when they were not as hyped up now, because now, like, they could be super nice, and because they've been a little bit humbled by the fact that they're not as famous as they were. But to hear that they were just as consistently as nice when they were as famous as they possibly were, I think is really good to hear. I think it kind of shows that they've always been appreciative of their fans. They've always been really good guys to them, no matter how famous or not so famous they were. Because that's what I was kind of a little bit more surprised about, was that maybe when they were so famous, they maybe had a little bit of ego, or maybe they thought that there was a little bit, like, oh, whatever, I'm a Backstreet Boy, I'm selling millions of albums. But I didn't hear any of that, or I didn't take any of that away from the interview,
Right.
So I thought was an interesting perspective.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting the way, when we did ask her questions about the Backstreet Boys, it felt like the way, in our previous episodes, the way we've talked about the Backstreet Boys or Taylor's experience, seeing them in the more recent years, and then Beth's recount of how they were during the video, it feels like not much has changed as far as the way they interact with their fans, or just how humble they are. So that is very cool. But I feel like, but then to say that, it's interesting that things didn't change for them. And like you said, at the height of everything, they weren't like buttheads. You know, they were, they were very humble and very appreciative. So that is that's really cool. I feel like maybe even like in an era where like the social media, because for those of you who didn't know, but when this video came out, there was no Facebook.
No, yeah.
There was no Twitter.
Nope.
There was no Instagram. Was there even?
There wasn't even MySpace.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know what MySpace is, it's the graveyard for the internet. Right now, it is.
That's true.
It's the internet graveyard. But so there wasn't a lot of that. So the only interaction they had was like that type of stuff, unless it was like reported in the media, and then so the way I think I'm just rambling now, so I don't even know what I'm saying.
No. I thought it's a good point of I think what I've always noticed, and I appreciate about them so much, and maybe why I've been like such the diehard fan that I've been for so many years, is that it does seem like they have this amount of gratitude for their fans. Like, how many music videos are like, okay, we're going to invite our fans as our extras, and they're going to be a part of our video, and we're going to do that. And then, like, their next song on their Millennium album, which we'll talk a little bit more in depth on our Millennium episode, but is Larger Than Life. And that song is dedicated to their fans. That song is written about their fans. So, and again, being at the height of their career, and even now, like, you're hearing the stories that I'm saying about when I met them, and you're hearing Beth's stories about when she met them. And if someone were to tell you that time frame was 15 years apart, you wouldn't know that because it sounds so similar. So yeah,
there's only
cool.
there is one group that makes me think of that, like, that has that same appreciation and just like gratitude. That's the word that you used. Gratitude toward their fan base, which is the Insane Clown Posse.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I would not have.
We'll have to watch some. We'll have to watch some stuff after this.
Okay.
But yeah, so I think maybe the Backstreet Boys are the Insane Clown Posse of pop music.
Okay. Well, we'll edit that part out. So before we wrap up, I want to give some really awesome updates about our podcast. Fun fact, we are now on Spotify. So if you're not listening to us on Spotify and you're listening to us on SoundCloud, we are now on Spotify. So that's pretty awesome.
It's very awesome.
Very awesome.
Especially for our stupid fans, a.k.a. People I know who I keep telling, hey, listen to it on SoundCloud, and then is it on Spotify yet? No, not yet. Okay, well, let me know when it is. People who are too stupid to listen on SoundCloud, it's finally on Spotify for you idiots.
Woo! Yeah! Well, we're hoping that this is how they're hearing us right now, is on Spotify.
Yeah.
Also, another update, none of the Backstreet Boys have still followed us. So please tag the Backstreet Boys on here so we can get one of them to listen to us.
Also, in case any Backstreet Boys are listening, this is an open invitation. If you would like to, call in and be on our podcast, or fly to Chicago and, come to our studio, which is my shitty apartment, and be a guest on our show, we would be more than welcome to have you. I think that would be really exciting, especially since this podcast is about your band.
Yeah.
So.
And while I'm even going to offer this, even though I don't think I need to, and they make a lot more money than I do, I will pay to fly you out here to be on our podcast. I like to preface by saying, even though you have much more money than I do, and I can't afford it, I do that for many reasons, but that's...
I will also pay for your transportation if you like Megabus. I can do that.
Oh my God, could you picture AJ on Megabus? I mean, I probably could, but, Nick. Which of the 5 do you think would actually humor us? Kevin? We already dedicated an episode to Kevin. It's the least he could do.
I feel like they would. I feel like if somebody heard this, so if AJ heard this, then he would tell all the other boys.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing to call men boys.
Yeah.
It sounds really awful.
Yeah.
Anyway, if AJ heard it, he would tell all the other boys.
Air quotes, he did boys, yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
For our fans who are listening at home and who aren't actually in the apartment in my apartment right now watching us, I did air quotes. AJ, this is taking forever for me to get through.
I know.
AJ would hear it, and then he would tell all the other boys, and I feel like they would all beat up Howie and make him do it.
Oh my god.
They actually wouldn't get him a ticket. They would just throw him in a suitcase and then just pass it off to the bus driver and just say destination Chicago. And then when he got to Chicago, they would just dump all this luggage, and one of the suitcases would be Howie screaming and crying in a suitcase. And I would be there waiting to pick it up.
There you go. You would be there waiting to pick up Howie. You would.
Yeah. We would Uber back to my place.
Would you pay for the Uber?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good. I just want to make sure that you take care of Howie's Uber. That's all.
I have class. All right? I'm not some scumbag. All right? Speaking of sorry.
Scumbags?
Yeah, speaking of scumbags, he would have to bring his own pillow and sheets.
I mean, you're a decent human being, but you're not the freaking, Four Seasons.
Yeah, this isn't the Four Seasons. This is the freaking Taj Mahal, baby. All right.
Oh, God. Anyway,
so,
yes.
If you like this podcast, you can also follow us. If you still like this podcast, you can follow us on different forms of social media. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Twitter, we have MySpace, we have...
Do not have MySpace.
We have LinkedIn, we have LiveJournal, we have Hulu, we have Kazaa, we have Netflix, we have Amazon Prime, we have LimeWire, we have... if you know the, the two styrofoam cups and a string between two windows. Follow us on all of it. Thank you.
All right, last thing. Okay, we said so Spotify for sure is real, legit. We're on there. And then the last thing was today we launched our cool online merchandise store. So we have Jacob's wonderful artwork for the Backstreet's Back podcast cover of the hands coming out from everybody. And we have put that beautiful artwork onto multiple things for you to buy. Maybe you have a baby onesie. We have a tote bag. We have a coffee mug. We have actually a camper mug, which I'm going to buy for Jacob because he loves it so much.
Thanks for the surprise.
It's a surprise for our listeners now.
Oh, hey, surprise listeners. I'm getting a camper mug whenever, I guess.
And then we got like a baseball tee, and then we have like a women's vintage sport tee. So that is on shopspreadshirt.com, Backstreet Boys podcast. So if you go to shopspreadshirt.com /Backstreet Boys podcast, you will find our merchandise there. The link will also be on our Facebook and Instagram. But check out our merchandise, check it out, and buy lots of stuff on there. It's pretty cool. It's stuff that I would buy, And if I want to buy it, that means it's good. Right, Jacob?
Cue outro music.
But yeah, we're on
Shout out
there.
to all the stupid idiots who don't know how to listen to anything unless it's on Spotify. This one's for you. This is going to get us maybe negative 238 listeners.
There we go.